GMGP, good morning, good people. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all decided to wake up with us. You're sick. You're sick in the head. There's a lot of fantasy football shows out there, but I promise y'all, they not like us. Brock Bowers, you looked a little quicker than fast. What does that even mean? Redraft, dynasty, best ball, high stakes, we got you covered. And that's MVS and Justin Watson with some of the dopest tools designed to help you cancel out the noise and dominate your leagues. If there's a white wide receiver named Antoine, sign me up. Maybe it's cultural. I don't know. In season or off season, rain, sleet, hail, and snow, comma, semicolon, period, next sentence, to bring you the most actionable and entertaining content on YouTube. You don't go buy the dip on the Titanic.
Quarterback that you love, D-Bro. One of the best values in fantasy football.
Prop bets with my man Jay Rich.
Is that yes! Let's go!
So wipe the crust out of your eye, get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake y'all asses up. We're Ray
and Jay
in the morning.
My God.
How good is he? How good is he? Let's get it, baby. GMGP. It is Friday, September 12th, 2025. Y'all decided to wake y'all asses up with myself and my brother from another mother. Y'all know who it is. Jordan Richards. You can find him on X at your boy Jay Rich. We got the people in the building. It is Friday. Feel Good Friday. Fantasy Football Friday. Freaky Friday. We got a lot to talk about. Big game last night in the NFL. Packers, Commanders. We got a bunch of games this weekend. Jay Rich college football this weekend. A lot going on, but the people are in the building, Jay Rich. And I saw a great comment to start this thing off from Eric. Kraft yak and cheese. Jay Rich, what you think about that? Kraft yak and cheese.
I like it. I
kind of like it too. Even though the screen thing is too big. I saw some other people in the building. I saw Jimbo. My girl Joe was in the building. Let's see who else. Let's get some more people on the screen. Who else we got in here? KS, scientist or rapper. What's going down with you, GMGP, big dog? We got Leo Scott in the building. Everest in the building. Neil in the building. Keegan in the building. Keegan, them takes gonna fly today. Scribbles, what's going down with you? Matt Jones in the building. L. Wood, Gabe, Luke, Savage Fantasy Football, Jordan Baker. Yeah, you like the shirt? Appreciate you. You know, we had to come professional today on the show. Jay Rich with a polo on today. How you doing, Jay Rich? How you doing, big dog?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It was a good game last night. I see the people are happy. You're looking good. You're feeling good. I hope you're excited, Ray. Today's going to be a fun show. And
listen,
I got some takes for you.
When Jay Rich has this kind of dismissive type tone, just buckle in. That's all I'm going to tell you. Just buckle in when he's talking like that. And he's, all right, you know, it was a good game. It was okay. I heard the shit that he was saying behind the scenes, pre-show. Y'all are about to hear it pretty soon, but we are excited for y'all to be in the building. Check out all the content on the channel if you missed anything. This week, we had a lot of stuff drop this week. Jay Rich is dropping shorts. Jay, my hat, a little twisted with these headphones. Jay Rich is dropping shorts every single day. Jay, we got a lot to talk about. Big game last night. Injury news, though. You want to start with some of that?
Yeah, let's start with some of the big injury news. We won't touch on the game's injuries quite yet, but still probably the most surprising injury news, at least for this week. Xavier Worthy, Ray, practiced. All the reports from the Twitter docs said, no way, missing multiple weeks, not going to play. Now, for those of you who are not watching and are listening after the fact, that harness looks on tight and it looks big. So they talk about limitations that you may have catching the ball, his ability to raise his arms over his head with that harness on. But I would say potentially trending towards playing. Would I want to play Xavier Worthy in this game?
Not this week. No, he's not going to play this week.
Is he guaranteed out?
He's not playing this week. He was a limited participant in practice. Still not doing a lot where he's lifting his arms above his head.
I thought he wasn't going to practice at all.
No,
he's trending towards playing. If he's practicing on a Thursday, he's trending towards playing. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to play, but he's definitely trending that direction.
Listen to what I'm telling you, because I know you've done nothing besides look at the show notes and that clip that I just showed. He ain't playing, okay? He's not playing this week, but for him to be on the field, the conversation around him was, this is positive for him to be on the field sooner rather than later, but he's not playing this week. He's not playing this week.
He's got a shoulder injury, Ray, so he can be on the field whenever he wants. It's just whether or not he can actually catch the football. Another player, we're not sure if they're going to play, but this is still very early injury news, is Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers potentially suffered a knee injury in the matchup against the Patriots. There was some concerns. He said that he is fine. He did not participate in practice yesterday, but they do play on Monday night at 10 p.m. And I am so excited to stay up till 1 a.m. to watch the Raiders get dismantled by the Chargers. But we'll have to wait and see. So definitely monitor that situation. And of course, for all other injury news, make sure you tap in for Jeff Mueller's pod that will drop on DD Radio. He does a great job analyzing all the injuries. He's our leading injury doctor. And he always gives us the best information in the business. That will drop probably sometime on Saturday night, Saturday evening or so. But Ray, do you want to get into the game? Because you're you were praising a lot your boy Jordan Love. And he played
good. I mean,
well.
Dude. How could
He played well.
Thank you. Just say that. I'm not praising my boy Jordan Love. We have been pro Jordan Love on this show, but he played really good last night, and that's with him leaving probably about $160 on the field. Had he hit Matthew Golden for the 90-yard touchdown, 33-yard strike, he missed Golden there, and then the touchdown to Jaden Reed that was overturned by a penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about another 200 yards on top of a 292-yard night. Jordan Love looked awesome. 35 dropbacks on the night, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumbles. He was sacked 2 times, 3 carries, 12 yards. Almost 15 yards per attempt is diabolical for a quarterback. I mean, he is just pushing the ball downfield it's like he knows they don't even run short concepts. It's got to be past 10 yards for Jordan Love to want to do it. And I mean, he's falling off his back foot. It doesn't look the prettiest at times, but man, he is a true gunslinger, and he produced, man, 20.9 fantasy points on the week. So kind of if you started him, he's setting you up to have a solid day at the office for fantasy this week. The bigger thing with Green Bay is the wide receiver carousel. But I do want to start with Jordan Love, and I said he played really well. You seem like you disagree a little bit, so talk about it.
It's not that he didn't play well. The question for me is like, what is the measuring stick for Jordan Love at this point? Because if you watch that game, everything was just wide open. Outside of a few throws. I talked about it pre-show with you. I said the Jaden Reed throw, in my opinion, was the best throw of the day by far. You brought up the Malik Heath throw. That was a good throw as well. He made some questionable ones, but a lot of times, especially a lot of the yardage, was wide open. Even some of the wide open throws that he missed, the short one to Matthew Golden in the end zone where he just left it a little short, and then obviously the long one that could have been a massive touchdown. So he wasn't perfect, and that's fine. I'm not saying he needs to be perfect, but like the Tucker Kraft, 57-yard play where he is literally wide open. Like you can't miss that throw. Even Caleb Williams isn't missing that throw. And I think, at least in my opinion, Jordan Love was good, but Matt LaFleur was phenomenal in this contest. Like the Commanders' defense isn't very good, and he made them look even worse. He made them look like the Miami Dolphins defense. And so that's where I think on both sides of the ball, this team just got outcoached at such a high level. Jordan Love and the team executed, but I think it is so much more a testament to the success they had play calling and scheming up plays and guys open, more so than Jordan Love actually executing on difficult throws and especially executing under pressure because they were winning basically the entire game.
I don't. So you're knocking. I'm with. You're punishing the quarterback for a good offensive scheme.
I'm crediting the scheme instead of crediting the quarterback, because if you can hit wide open receivers, that is your job as the quarterback.
How many wide open receivers did he hit last night? You keep talking about Tucker. Tucker Kraft.
The plays that he didn't hit.
Sure.
Right?
Do you know how many
three
quarterbacks
guys clearing
it
on the left, and they got Diggs running across the middle of the field 1-on-1, wide open. He doesn't hit that because he leaves it a little bit out in front. So it's like, I understand where you're coming from, but you're talking about him like he was 26 for 31. He was 19 for 31. He still missed a ton of throws.
I don't care what the box score says. Did you watch the game? How could you watch the game and walk away saying, he wasn't that good? It was all Matt LaFleur. Like, what more did you want? Yes, he left some throws on the field. He overthrew Matthew Golden on a long play, and then he also underthrew him for another touchdown, would have been for 33 yards. Shit happens, man. Patrick Mahomes misses throws. Lamar Jackson misses throws. Josh Allen misses throws. But to come here and be like, against this team who was one win away from a Super Bowl berth. He just beat the Detroit Lions, and then we're just like, it's all Matt LaFleur. Jordan Love, he left a lot on the field. How could you say that?
Because it's the truth. You literally started by opening up with, he probably could have had 160, 200 more yards.
That doesn't mean he played bad. That doesn't mean he played bad because he could have had... Because he left 2 throws on the field, he played bad? Really?
It wasn't 2 throws.
Come on,
it was multiple instances where he left plays on the field, and they didn't execute in the red zone, and they didn't score points. Like, Matt LaFleur literally talked about that at halftime. He's like, we should have a lot more points than we do, and we have to be better than that. And then in the second half, it was kind of more of the same. Like, he was good. I'm not saying he wasn't good, but you can't come on here and tell me that he was like excellent and he executed at a very high level. And when there's actually pressure on him to perform, he's going to deliver. And that's the question for me with Love. It's like, you look at this team, the defense is very, very good, clearly. They destroyed 2 of the top offenses in the NFL last season. Now, again, maybe both teams are regressing. There were some changes, of course. But at least in my opinion, I think the defense is still playing better than the offense. Do you disagree in that statement?
The defense is phenomenal. The defense is phenomenal. But I guess we're just going to agree to disagree on this one. Jordan Love was 19 for 31, and I thought he played a really good ball game. I did not say he was excellent. I did not say he was phenomenal. I did not say put him in the Hall of Fame. I said he played a damn good football game despite the box score. And if you just give him the Jaden Reed catch, that there was a holding call back there.
Holding on that call.
Then he's 20 for 31 for another 330 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then that's all Matt LaFleur. We'll just agree to disagree. But let's continue to move down the Green Bay Packer board, because all offseason we were trying to figure out who the leading receiver was going to be. Is it Golden? Is it Wicks? Is it Dobbs? Is it Reed? The answer is Tucker Kraft. The answer is the tight end, Tucker Kraft, who seems like the engine of this offense. And despite the fact that he was wide open on that one route when they needed him, he was the primary target earner for Jordan Love. Tucker Kraft looked really good in this one, Jay. So let's remove the long catch that doesn't matter, right? How did Tucker Kraft look on his other 5 receptions, in your opinion?
No, Kraft was great. He still gets a ton of yak, which is what you love to see. And obviously this game was a little bit different because of that massive shot that they hit. But even still, like, he's the go-to guy. He's been making plays. He was very dependable. He caught pretty much everything that came his way. And I think the question really is, like, at this stage, with where we're at 2 games in, do you want any Packers receivers? Even one of them. Romeo Doubs did basically nothing. Somehow, Dontavian Wicks was the leading wide receiver for the team. Malik Heath, 37 yards on only 1 catch. I mean, Doubs did get in the end zone, and I guess that's encouraging because he was arguably the number 1 red zone weapon. Golden probably should have hit the end zone at least once, but they didn't convert on those throws. I just don't know, like, one, can you start any of these guys? And if you do, what do you do with a player like Golden that you drafted in the first round that you have high hopes for? But, like, the horizon for him doesn't seem very good right now. I think it's how Love plays, man. He just... Because there isn't a CeeDee Lamb, there's not a Puka Nacua, there's not one of those kind of guys. He just throws. It seems like he throws to whomever's open, wherever the play's designed to go. Whoever's out there is going to get targets. Now with Reed, it is a broken collarbone, so confirmed. Jaden Reed out with the broken collarbone. I think 6 to 8 weeks. They're hoping to have him back. He's gonna come back.
The report that I read, they're hoping to have him back by November time for Jaden Reed. So moving forward, your receivers are going to be Dontavian Wicks. It's going to be Matthew Golden, Romeo Doubs, Malik Heath to be on the field, but I think the big beneficiary will be Tucker Kraft, and this is still a very balanced Green Bay attack. They ran the ball, damn near 30 times collectively as a team. Josh Jacobs, 23 for 84, got in the end zone. Not efficient, but he's a bell cow. That's what he's going to do. He is guaranteed going to touch the ball.
The only running back that got a carry in that game.
18 plus times. Now, Chris Brooks got some targets. He was kind of the pass catching back, but it's guaranteed that Josh Jacobs is going to get 18 opportunities a game. So despite the efficiency, you're good with that. To answer your question about the receivers, if I've got to plug one into a lineup and start, probably not. You're just like, I don't want to do that. But they're going to catch the balls. You just don't know which one it's going to be on a week-to-week basis. You have no damn clue.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem, right? Wicks was really surprising because we can say that Jaden Reed got injured, but he was getting targets before Jaden Reed got injured. He seemed like the number one target early in that game. They took some shots to Golden. We saw Dobbs obviously get in the end zone, but once again, it's this, you're just spinning the roulette wheel and you're seeing what comes up. And especially if you only have one of these guys, and heaven forbid you have multiple, like, I think you got to just try and sell him off a big game. And especially with Golden, like, he's the hardest one because you do have an investment in him. You're kind of hoping he can emerge as the one. But I just don't know if I believe it right now.
Ike says, shout out to Ike. Why is the damn chat so big? Ike says Tucker Kraft top 3 tight end rest this season. Do you buy that, Jay Rich? Do you buy Tucker Kraft top 3 tight end rest of season? Let me just give you who probably the top 3 are right now. It's Bowers, it's McBride, it's Tyler Warren. Are you going to put Tucker Kraft ahead of either of those 3?
I think I'd put him ahead of Tyler Warren, yeah.
You put him ahead of Tyler Warren?
And maybe even Trey McBride as well. It's really just, do I put him over Bowers? I think the answer is probably not.
Oh, wow.
He could definitely outscore Bowers, but probably not.
Tight end one here.
Do you think he can score higher than McBride?
I would still take McBride over Tucker Kraft, but Kraft is very good. And he looked really good.
I think it's just like, do you want to bet on the offensive Green Bay versus the offensive
Here's
Arizona
who I'll take Kraft over. Hawkinson, Andrews, Kelsey. Like, he's right there in that range. I don't know where he is.
Would you take him over Kittle when he comes back?
I don't think you can bat an eye if somebody says, hell yeah, give me Tucker Kraft over 31, 32-year-old Kittle coming off of a hamstring injury who's missed 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Here's what I don't think would happen. I don't think you can take your George Kittle right now and go trade for Tucker Kraft. I don't think anybody would accept that. So
no,
he's
even
right
when
there.
Healthy, probably wouldn't take it.
He's right there. I think when you're looking today, right? And we're talking dynasty because you can say in season there might be some other tight ends. I know Juwan Johnson scored a lot of points, but it's going to be Bowers, McBride, Warren, Laporta, Kraft in some combination. I'm not saying that that's the order, but in some combination, if I'm just thinking off the top, probably those guys. I think Dallas Goedert was on the injury report. I'm not sure if he's potentially going to miss this game or not, but that's how I would say probably your top five tight ends in some order will be.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, right? So I was looking at the KTC Dynasty ranks, right? Do you want to take a guess at where Harold Fannin is?
On KTC? He's got to be top 10. He's got to be top 10. Where's he at?
He is in the top 10.
8?
He is tight end 9 right now on KTC.
Wow. Huh?
He's already jumped Kyle Pitts after 1 game.
1 game.
That's kind of
shiny new toy. Let's talk about the other side of the ball. Jaden Daniels. Let's see what you say about Jaden Daniels. I'm going to give you the floor to open up about Jaden Daniels. Why don't you set the table for this game? Since Jordan Love was subpar in this matchup, talk about Jaden Daniels.
Ray, I think he lost it, bro. I don't know what Cliff's doing. Seemed like he did Jaden no favors. The offensive line really struggled, obviously.
Yeah.
They do have a rookie right tackle, and Connerly was getting abused. It didn't matter who they had on that side. He could not stop anybody. He was an absolute turnstile out there. Daniels wasn't good either, though. I thought he missed a ton of throws, even though he was under immense pressure. He wasn't able to run the football hardly at all, which is pretty rare for Daniels, right? They did spy him a little bit, but even when he did try and get loose and there wasn't a spy, he still wasn't able to break free.
Look at this from Ryan Fowler. Rookie tackle Josh Connerly, 56 pass pro snaps last night, 9 pressures, 5 hurries. He gave up 3 sacks and another quarterback hit. 21.7 pass pro effectiveness grade. That was Josh Connerly last night.
Well, plus all the penalties. I think he had, 3 or 4 penalties in that game at least.
So did Laramie Tunsil had a false start. He led the league in false starts last year. Offensive line, we were texting in our group chat last night, and Scott said, man, Washington really does have kind of like a ragtag roster around Jaden Daniels.
Team in the league.
What do you think, Matt? Part of me is like, well, McLaurin wasn't there early, so, it's going to take some time for the chemistry to get together. No one's even mentioning McLaurin hadn't done shit for 2 weeks. No one's even talking about that. Debo looks outstanding. Austin Eckler, listen, As somebody who was torn his Achilles, I knew it as soon as it happened. I was like, there it is. I tore mine it looked exactly the same. Just stepping back, planting, and then boom, it's gone. Crosky Merritt, absolute bust on the week. He led the team in rushing with 17 yards. No opportunity for Crosky Merritt. And here's the thing. I know every fantasy analyst under the sun is going to go out there and be like, he's the guy the rest of the way. I don't even believe it, man.
Chris Rodriguez is going to be active for week 3.
It's going to be a lot of that Jeremy McNichols on passing down situations. What do we think about this Commanders offense? Cliffs, this does not look good. 2 weeks in a row. I mean, even versus the Giants, they were fine, but it wasn't great.
They weren't good. We have yet to see that high-flying, go-for-it, run-and-gun offense that we saw last year. It seems like they really slowed down the tempo for some reason this year, even though the tempo was really what made them so strong and really gave defenses fits last year. But yeah, maybe defense just found out what Jaden Daniels does now. And to be fair, we don't know exactly how strong that Giants defensive line is yet. Obviously, they played the Commanders week 1. They were able to generate some pressure, and definitely the defense held down the Commanders offense a little bit. Playing against Green Bay, I mean, you're not going to learn a whole lot there either, at least on the other side. So we'll have to kind of see how they look against a bad team, like a team that we know has a bad defense. But it just doesn't seem like, one, there's any running game here. Like, if there was a team that could really use Brian Robinson right now, and this is even before the Austin Eckler injury, it's the Washington Commanders. They cannot run the football at all. And yes, they were able to do a little bit last week, but playing against a defense that isn't complete garbage, I just don't know if this offensive line is going to be good enough weekly to where you have a balanced attack. And when Jaden Daniels is just sitting back, drop back, and passing, I just haven't seen enough concepts to where you're confident that they're going to deliver consistently. And that's where it's like, you got Debo, and I think Debo's been very effective. Terry, I mean, he's out there, he's catching passes, he's doing his thing. Ertz is still literally playing like one of the best tight ends in football, which is unbelievable. But it still doesn't seem like it's enough for them to consistently win against good teams. And that's where, when everyone talked about the regression coming for the Commanders, having a much tougher schedule and playing more quality opponents because they had so much success last year, I don't think they're not going to be in the playoffs, but it does seem like this team is potentially headed for a downward spiral.
Why don't you think they used Crosky Merritt? Just your thoughts, because he wasn't.
He was clearly the best running back.
No, you can't even say that he didn't play. Like, to say he was clearly the best running back, like they didn't even use him.
I thought when he got on the field, you kind of saw when they're running Eckler up the middle, he wasn't really moving the pile that much. He wasn't really elusive in the hole
the way that he used to be. Crosky Merritt had a long of. I'm not dogging Crosky Merritt, but to say that, like, he didn't play, man. There was nothing. Like, why didn't he play?
He wasn't able to play because they were down, right? This is the problem with a player like Crosky Merritt, is this game, it felt over basically in the second quarter. Because you just knew if they weren't able to score points and move the ball down the field, they weren't going to be in a positive game script. And this is this problem with even a player like Brian Robinson when he was on the Commanders. Very game script dependent. If this team's not going to be a good team consistently, Ja'Cory Crosky Merritt isn't going to be that great for fantasy unless he finds the end zone. He's a touchdown-dependent back, and this is a game script that completely got away from them. They scored 18 points, Ray, but 15 of those 18 points came in the fourth quarter, when they were already down big, and it felt like it was a much bigger mountain to climb than the points indicated at halftime. It was 14-7 at half. It was 14-3 at half.
14-3.
And it could have been 28-3.
They missed it. They missed the extra point, let me ask you this. McLaurin still led the team in targets. He had 9 targets. Ertz and Debo Samuel had 8. So it's still pretty consolidated, even though there was a couple of third downs that thrown to Noah Brown. He should have came up with it.
Oh, God.
Are you at all, week 2, concerned about Jaden Daniels' second year slump? Are you concerned at all? I'm not yet. I'm not concerned yet. But I am acknowledging that the first 2 weeks, the offense still feels a little trying to figure it out. But I'm not overly concerned yet.
So here's where I'm a little concerned. What are the chances you think he can return value?
Who? Which one?
Jaden Daniels.
Oh, yeah. Return value. Yeah. Yes.
You think he can return value at where he was drafted?
Absolutely. 2 weeks
That's where I have concerns. That, like, he was pretty good at times, and he still scored fantasy points, but, like, man, I don't know if the price you paid is going to get you return here. Like, if you could sell Jaden Daniels, would you consider it in like a redraft league type of thing? Not for the long term. Like, I think he's going to be good long term, but I'm talking about for this season.
No.
And what you think he can return.
No. Sell him for what? No.
Well, you could. What if you could sell him for Jordan Love?
No.
Okay.
No.
I think, like you said, I'm not there yet, but I think we could get there pretty quickly. Like, one more stinker from the Commanders, and it's like, man, is this team really
Who do they play next?
That good?
Who do they play next?
I was actually just going to go pull that up. Oh, they play the Raiders at home.
There you go. Home game versus the Raiders.
But that's a game where if they
Raiders
just
are
look
score.
Okay, that's not good. Right? If they just look okay against the Raiders, that's not good. Because there's going to be a lot tougher test for them than the Raiders.
Hey, and they need to run the damn ball, man. Like, for real.
They can't.
You got to run the ball.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can.
Well, give Crosky Merritt, just give him a chance, right? Yeah. Like, we've seen McNichols in the league before. I'm hoping, whether they execute or not, just give the young dude, give him a chance. I'm not a Bill Crosky Merritt. I haven't been touting him all offseason, but I don't need to see McNichols, man. Like, sure, he probably has a trusted veteran role. He knows what to do, but at least give the young dude a chance. I mean, Eckler couldn't get shit going. He could get anything going on the ground. And I know the offensive front, I mean, there was one play, man, where Biotish, the center, just got walked back by Watt. I mean, walked back. One-on-one, D-tackle just now, Daniels moved and was able to throw the ball. I think it was incomplete. But, I mean, just punished, walked back into the quarterback. This was not a good performance by the Washington Commanders. If you had Jaden Daniels, he saved the day at the end with the 2 touchdowns. Debo's looked really good. I'm going to give Debo some credit. Debo has come back, and he's looked like Debo Samuel, right? Touchdowns in back-to-back weeks. Debo's looked good. Zach Ertz, old man Ertz, just continues to get it done, and that is a player that we were like, hey, if you're going to take a late-round stab at a tight end this year, Zach Ertz is a security blanket for Jaden Daniels, Jay. But we got to talk about some other games that we have going on this weekend. The Eagles go to Arrowhead Stadium to take on the Chiefs in a Super Bowl rematch. Philly is also favored by 1.5 on the road in this matchup. Chiefs Kingdom probably not going to have Xavier Worthy this week. Talk about this game, the script. We did the show. We did the segment on last show on Wednesday. How much confidence do you have on the Kansas City side of the ball? And, you know, it was kind of like Kelsey, Hollywood Brown. Some people after the show were like, Juju's going to be the next man up. But let's talk about it from the Philadelphia side. I don't know if you saw the stat, but in the Eagles-Cowboys game, Cowboys were the only damn team in the NFL to run no man coverage. Just zone, zone, zone. We're not going to let A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith beat us. Did you see A.J. Brown with Jordan Schultz? Did you see the interview where A.J. Brown responded to the critics talking about he couldn't separate?
I did.
Did you see it? A.J. Brown was dude, there is no... I was facing zone coverage the entire game. How could you give me a negative grade for separating versus zone coverage? He's like, come on, man. Like, that's not how football works. But A.J. Brown said he's not concerned. Like, it's overblown. That was the offense. That was the game plan. What's your confidence meter in Philadelphia? Because if you have A.J. Brown, you're playing him. Like, there is no I'm benching him unless you are just stacked to the high heavens at the receiver spot. But how do you feel about Devontae Smith? How do you feel about A.J. Brown, this passing attack this week versus Kansas City, who they are not going to just sit back and play zone coverage? They're going to blitz the hell out of Hurts. They're going to try to make him uncomfortable. How are you feeling about the Philly side of the ball in this matchup?
Well, I think it's funny that you brought up that interview because I think when you look to what happened throughout that whole week, right? And A.J. Brown, after the game where he was like, hell yeah, I want to get the ball. No, I don't want to just be a decoy out there and not get the ball. To the Jordan Schultz interview a few days later where it's like, man, we need to do some, work in the PR department, do a couple interviews, say it was just the game plan, not concerned. I think he's going to get the ball a lot in this game. Like, I think that he's probably a little pissed that he didn't get the ball. And, we talked about it on the Friday show last week, how he was the first read on multiple opportunities, but the reads just weren't there and it didn't make sense for Hurts to throw the ball. So I do think he's going to get a lot of work in this game. I'd still maybe start Smitty as like a flex player, but I never want to play him because I don't have confidence he's going to get you more than like 4 for 50 and maybe he scores. This game's going to be low scoring. It's going to be tight. I don't think that the Eagles are just going to run away with this one. I think the question for you, Ray, is like, do you think that they can dominate in the trenches the way they did in the Super Bowl? Because they didn't look that strong against the Cowboys, and granted, it was without Jalen Carter on the defensive side. And I still thought the offensive line didn't look that good, like not as dominant as it
remember
looked
they
last
did lose.
Season.
I think Landon Dickerson left the game early.
Yeah,
he was hobbled. AJ Dillon ran into his back. He was a little bit hobbled in that one. And I'll just say this, man. I know it's one player, but that's a massive player that Carter's they did not have. Like I know it's just one guy, but that one guy and what he does schematically for the defense, that's such a big loss. So I think
it's more the offensive side. Like, can Saquon take over this game? And I'd be pretty surprised if he did.
I mean, I don't know if he could take over, but he's going to be fed. I'm not going to go like, he's going to take over the game. But that's how do you feel about Smith and AJ Brown?
I'd start Smith. I mean, Smith is a player I'd rather bench if I can, but AJ Brown is going to get a ton of targets.
You think you think the squeaky wheel gets the grease this week?
Yeah,
with AJ Brown.
I think AJ Brown was pretty pissed he didn't get the ball last
Probably.
week. Like, Smitty not getting the ball is one thing, and Smitty still caught 3 passes for the limited yards that he got, but against this Chiefs team, they need him, and he's gonna have those opportunities. And I think that the biggest thing, even though they obviously played zone, the one thing we didn't see is Hurts just take a shot to AJ down the field, even if it's double coverage.
One shot that was there.
Yeah, it was Dawson play, right?
Yeah,
but when you have elite receivers like Brown, like even if it's double coverage, Burrow, if Chase hasn't got the ball in a while, he'll still throw him a ball down the sideline. It'll be tight. It'll be close. It'll be tough to make the catch, but at least give him that opportunity. And I think that's what we missed from AJ. It was too much of what's the game plan? Where are we going with the ball? And instead of actually feeding your playmakers to go out and win the game. And I think they're going to need to do that against Kansas City.
All right, Jay Rich, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Cincinnati. They are 3.5-point road dogs against the Bengals, 49.5-point total in this matchup. Quite high. A lot of faith in the Jags putting up some points versus Cincinnati, who their front seven, to be fair, I know everybody dogs out the Bengals defense as a whole, but their front seven played pretty well. Give Shamar Stewart some credit. Trey Hendrickson up front. They played pretty damn well versus Cleveland. The back 4 or 5, not so much, but the front 7 played all right. Liam Cohen came out to say that Travis Hunter's going to play more defense this game, and I'm listening to some other talking heads speak about that comment, and they just said, this is what I heard. Oh, Skip Bayless, your boy, Jay Rich, just line Travis Hunter up, man-to-man, no safety help, put him on Jamar. Let him go.
What?
Let him go at Jamar one-on-one all game. I'm listening to this, man.
Because he wants to
I'm
see
in the kitchen. He said, you just do it. This is what you drafted him for. You just stick him on Jamar Chase one-on-one. I'm listening to that and be like, that probably would not end well. That would probably be barbecue chicken for Jamar Chase. But your thoughts about this game? Trevor Lawrence, the Bengals didn't do a damn thing offensively. Chase did nothing. Higgins did nothing. Burrow did nothing. The only one that was productive was Chase Brown. So we just kind of throw that out the window. This game, how does this play out? Who are you excited to see? Who are you planting your flag on this week?
Ooh, planting my flag
Planting your flag. Brian Thomas rebound, Travis Hunter explosion, and you can't use Jamar. There's no Jamar Chase.
Well, that's the problem, right?
There's no Jamar gets right.
The easy analysis is Burrow 300, Chase for 100, Higgins for 70. Like, I think this Cincinnati offense is going to bounce back, right? That's what's going to happen in this game. Is Cincinnati offense going to bounce back? And can this Jaguars team, one, play adequate defense to at least make it more challenging so they don't run away with it, which is one conversation. And can Trevor Lawrence finally step up and play well? Because that's the conversation. Like, he did not play very well this past week, and it was against one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Travis Etienne really bailed him out by making a lot of big plays, and obviously that big run really helped them, and they still didn't put up that many points. So the flag plants of the day are going to be probably Travis Hunter, because if he does play quite a bit of offense, I think there is a world where he could see a lot of targets in this game. But do you think that that Brian Thomas can break out against the Bengals? Because I'm just not. Trevor was so bad that I just don't know if I want to buy into that. But I can buy into the short area quickness targets from Travis Hunter this week and say, you know what? If the Bengals are up, he'll probably keep getting those targets. It may not be for the yardage I'm hoping for, but the opportunity will be there, and he probably has a really good floor. But outside of that, I'm just excited to see ETN, man. ETN could have a massive game against this Bengals team. A massive game. Because that's the one thing they did successfully this past week. And so we're seeing how can they build off it? How can they add Brenton Strange to the lineup once again and utilize him in the passing game? Because it was the intermediate and the short stuff that Trevor did fairly well. It was moving the ball down the field where they really struggled. So if they can't improve in that area against Cincinnati, maybe Brian Thomas struggles again. Because chances are he's not going to get a reverse for a touchdown this week. But the other side is if they do struggle to run the ball, they'll be forced to pass it and force feed more targets to those pass catchers. But how do you see this game playing out?
I think Stanley said, I think I saw Stanley in the chat say this game's going over the total.
You don't think so?
I don't know,
I think it's going to go way over.
You do? Over 49? Okay.
I'd say it goes over 60.
Wow.
Because the one thing that I think
over
you're
60.
Discounting a little bit is that there's a world where the Bengals can score 40. Right? Like, they didn't put up a lot of points last week. Like, this is kind of like a get-right game for them. And I think if they're at 30, they're not going to say, we'll just hand it off to Chase Brown. Let's keep going. Like, let's keep working on this because they've always started so slow that they really need that confidence game. And so I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas if they get up like 24 points early. I think they're just going to keep throwing it, keep scoring points, and just really dominating and showing their class in the AFC.
Well, call it right now. Call your shot with this Jags offense thing. You've got Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, who you continue to say is just a mid-tier quarterback, but we're thinking ETN is going to smash. You've got Brenton Strange, Travis Hunter, and Brian Thomas, and then the other guys may not be the big producers, but we call those guys gnats. De'Ami Brown is going to get targets in the offense. They're kind of gnats. Like, I just don't see all three of those guys going off this week, even against Cincinnati. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence enough to go out there and do that this week. If I had to pick, you're talking about A.J. Brown, get right. I think this is a Brian Thomas spot. I think this is a BTJ spot. If they're going to play Travis Hunter more defensively because of the matchup, because they need more bodies out there to slow down this Cincinnati passing attack, I think the same sort of argument you talked about with A.J. Brown is also applicable here in this situation with Brian Thomas Jr., who still had 7 targets last week. He only caught 1 pass, scored the touchdown on the rush. But I think this is a spot where BTJ, they really try to get Travis the ball early. Like, let's get our new toy the ball. And I don't know if you heard them talking about we didn't need him, right? We didn't need him against the Carolina Panthers defensively. I think this is a really good spot for Brian Thomas Jr., Jay.
So do you think that because they didn't need him defensively, we maybe get a little bit less from Travis this week?
Well, if he's going to play more on defense, then I would say, yeah, that probably siphons a little bit of the offensive production away as well. I don't like this shit either. This week, that week, we'll play more or less. How do you get in a rhythm?
Makes predicting it very difficult too.
Very difficult.
Right?
Very difficult.
To judge those expectations, because the biggest thing and the number one concern for everyone with Travis Hunter was not is he a good receiver? It's what happens when he has to tackle T. Higgins or has to tackle Jamar Chase or has to even tackle Chase Brown. Like, we kind of saw what happened when he tried to tackle Caleb Johnson. And so I'm not saying he's going to get hurt, but like, there is always that fear. And so if he's going to be playing more defense, it's like, well, man, like, is he going to get banged up and miss offensive snaps as a result? And like, it just sucks, man. It just honestly does suck. LaQuint Allen, though, Ray, can he be viable this week catching passes out of the backfield?
Bigsby's gone. We talked about it on Wednesday that Tootin is probably a big riser with that departure of Tank Bigsby. LaQuint Allen played, and I think he's going to play again. How much, what the production is, do you start him? Hell to the no. But I bet you he plays again. And I'm very interested to see the splits for the backfield for Jacksonville this week. On the Cincinnati side, it's all Chase Brown. All right, we got to go to break real quick. If you're here, we appreciate you being in the building on this Friday. Jay Rich has some news to share about his appearance on this show moving forward this coming Monday, and we'll do that after the break.
That was funny.
Welcome back to the stream. It's Wake Up with Ray and Jay every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right here on YouTube. Check out all the content on the channel. Check out our fantasy football channel, DDFFB, Scott Connor, Shane, Ty DeClaire, Gabe, All Gas Trade Show, Dynasty Theory, Brandon, doing all types of cool stuff over there. Make sure you check that out. And then join the community, patreon.com/allgas. Bonus shows, a very engaged Discord community. We're doing private shows in there all the time. Come check it out. And then Trust the Trinity on ddfantasyfootball.com. Jay Rich, where you going to be on Monday, man? No show, no wake up for you for a bit, huh?
Yeah, I see everyone speculating in the comments. Pretty funny. But no, I'm going to one of my friends' weddings. And so I will be out on Monday. I'm so, man, these guys. I hope they don't watch the show. They definitely don't watch the show. But
no Jay Rich.
I was
not
happy they decided to schedule their wedding on a Monday, week 2 of the NFL season.
Yeah,
So
Jay Rich will be out.
Not so about that.
It'll be solo GQ on Monday. So make sure you pull up. So the people in the chat say you need to be gone for a bit for that take. They said,
hey, you never know. Maybe I'll call in the morning.
said you need to be suspended for some of the early takes today, and we still have quite a bit of show left, so just let him continue to cook, folks. But you will be missed on Monday, so it'll be solo Ray on Monday. Pull up. We'll have a damn good time recapping everything over the weekend from the NFL and then previewing the Monday Night Football game. I will be here. I will show up to work on time every time because that's what I do. So make sure you pull up. Jay, you will be missed. But let's move on to my Dallas Cowboys. Jay Rich, my 0-1 Dallas Cowboys take on the 0-1 New York Giants. We get a home game right here. 4.5-point favorites in this one, 44.5-point total in this game. Jay Rich, I am dropping an article with the Yahoo people later today, bold predictions. I said Javonte Williams right back inside the top 10 running backs this week. He got 100% of the red zone, the money down touches, 10-yard, inside the 10, inside the 5. This offense played a hell of a lot better than the final stat line looked for Dallas on that Thursday night game against Philly. And part of me is like that game and who played in that game is kind of out of sight, out of mind. It was the first game on the slate. It felt like forever ago, but I'm still in on Javonte Williams this week versus the Giants defense that I expected to see a little bit more. I expect to see a little bit more in that game versus the Commanders. But I've got Dallas winning this one. You're firing up your Dak Prescotts, even though he finished awful on the week and it wasn't all his fault. CeeDee Lamb bounced back from the drops that he had on Thursday night. My question to you is, how do you feel about Pickens in this matchup? George Pickens got some downfield work, couldn't connect on an end zone throw, couldn't connect on a downfield target. How are you feeling about Pickens in this one versus the Giants?
I'm definitely kind of in wait and see mode with Pickens a little bit. So I have a league actually where I had to make the call. Do I start Pickens or Breece Hall, Pickens or ETN? I have a lot of running backs in that league. And so I'm just starting the running backs. But yeah, man, like even against the Giants, it's not that I don't think he could be good. It's just, it feels like the volume may be somewhat limited in this contest because they're probably going to run the ball effectively. Again, the question is can the Giants do literally anything? The good thing is Andrew Thomas might actually play in this game, which drastically improves their offensive line.
That would be big.
So that makes the game a little more competitive. The spread's opened up at 5.5. It's all the way down to 3.5, 4.5, depending on where you look. So it is trending in the Giants' favor. So I think this game will be closer. Obviously, divisional matchup. Usually these games play fairly tight. But Pickens is just a tough one for me. It feels like even though he's playing in a better offense, he's still kind of in the same role.
Oh, he's the downfield guy for sure.
He's the downfield guy, but it's also still on limited volume. I think I hoped playing in Dallas there'd be a bit more volume. And yes, it was only week 1, and we'll kind of see how the volume builds throughout the season. But like, if he's still going to be like a 4 or 5 target guy, and yeah, there's the DPIs, but he's going to draw those because he's so physical down the field. They still don't count as targets. They're still not going to get us receiving yards. So I don't know if that matters a whole lot. It's just, do you think that he can get the volume to where you would be confident to start him, let's say 7, 8 targets, opposed to what did he have last week? Was it 5 or 6?
Five targets.
Like Dallas, it's not enough, right?
Take it for what it's worth. The coaching staff came out and said, we got to get more players involved. We got to get him involved more in the offense. It will open things up. Will it happen? We'll see, right? It's Dak Prescott. He's the one who's executing the assignments. The coaches have come out to say, we've got to get him more involved in the offense, take some pressure off of CD, open up things offensively. But yeah, your concerns are valid. How much volume is he going to get? And then you need him to be efficient with it. And, Pickens did some stuff in that game. People watch the tape back, not finishing routes, not doing some of that stuff that he needs to improve upon. Jimbo asks, Justin Fields versus Buffalo or Dak Prescott this week?
You said who versus Buffalo? Or are you saying Justin
Fields or Dak? Fields gets Buffalo, Dak versus the Giants. Who would you start?
I would probably start Fields.
You'd start Fields over Dak?
Yeah, I think even though Fields could maybe blow up a little bit, it's just he'll probably be in comeback mode the whole game, and he could just run. Like, would you be surprised if he had 80 yards rushing and they still lost by like 10 or 15? Probably not, right? Versus this Dallas team that is probably going to play a little bit more conservatively. Russ, can he put up points? The biggest question for me, honestly, Ray, is like, are they going to get anything going on the ground in New York? Tracy did nothing. Scatterboo did nothing. And Rush led the team in rushing, mainly because the offensive line was so bad. Do you think they can get anything on the ground against the Cowboys?
If Andrew Thomas is there, that helps out significantly. The Cowboys, say what you want, they did a good job against Saquon Barkley.
Very good.
And Tyrone Tracy is no Saquon Barkley. It's like the collection of players. I think the addition of Kenny Clark absolutely helps the running game, right? So if you got a shaky center, a shaky interior line, and it's not just Kenny Clark. For those of you who don't, Odigizua is awesome. So those two D tackles are a problem. So do I think they get it going on the ground? Not really. I'm a little concerned for Neighbors. I'm a little concerned for my boy Leak. What if Dallas what if they just do the same shit that they did versus Philadelphia? In this week, we don't even believe you can run the ball on us at home.
Yeah.
So we're just.
Why wouldn't they? That's what Eberflus does. That's his system.
Call your shot now. Do we see Jackson Dart this week?
No. I don't think you see Jackson Dart in Dallas. But after this week, there could be some conversations to be had. Right? There could be some conversations to be had, for sure.
Pickens or J-Mo?
Russ plays.
Pickens or J-Mo this week? Kevin asks, Pickens or J-Mo?
I'd probably play J-Mo.
Really? Lions,
it's very concerning because of the lack of deep shots, but against that Bears secondary, there is points to be had if Goff decides to make the throws.
Jalen Johnson said he's going to play this week. Jalen Johnson, I believe, said he is playing this week for the Bears secondary, and I think we're getting into that game. I think that's the next game we get into. Giants side of the ball, no thank you, Theo Johnson. I mean, you're probably having to start Tracy in some spots, so
he's got to be pretty down the flex boards though.
He's
like
down.
I do not want to start him.
I
He's
don't
got to be
either,
in like probably
but
my 40s almost at running back, maybe in the 30s.
Tracy or Jalen Warren?
Jalen Warren. They want Jalen Warren to be the lead back. They do.
I want to win the lottery.
I'm just saying they want. Who do you think gets more carries, Jalen Warren or Tyrone Tracy?
Tyrone Tracy.
I don't think so. I don't think so, man. They may want to get him more carries, but I think Warren's going to get more carries.
Okay. All right.
But if you're starting Jalen Warren and the answer is still no, it's not looking good for Tyrone Tracy.
All right. Well, that's the Cowboys game, right? I would.
How did this game make it on the docket, right?
I put it on there. I would play Pickens this week versus if you're not gonna play him versus the Giants, then why do you even have him? If you're not gonna play him versus,
you drafted him.
Let me ask you that. Here's a good question. Okay. Would you rather this week? George Pickens or Quentin Johnston?
Quentin Johnston. Easily. Right? The Chargers, we expect to put up points. Probably points on the other side as well with the Raiders. Very beatable defense. Drake May still threw for like 285 against them. And we know there's a consolidated target share. I don't expect him to score, but.
This week, George Pickens or Kayshon Boutte?
I think the answer is Boutte, bro. Like, I think it's Boutte. Ray, how many targets Boutte getting this week?
I'm not done asking you. I'm trying to find obscure. Here's one. This week, George Pickens or Tyreek Hill?
Oh my
Come on. Give the people something. Give us something. Pickens or Tyreek?
Gotta be Tyreek. It's gotta be Tyreek.
Wow. I've got a few more for you, Jay Rich. Here goes another one. George Pickens or Calvin Ridley versus the Rams?
George Pickens.
Pickens
That's
or
close too. Like
Pickens or Tetero and McMillan on the road against Arizona?
McMillan.
Okay. Pickens or Pearsall with Mac Jones? Pickens or Pearsall?
Pearsall.
Wow. Got
Pearsall.
Pickens at wide receiver 50 for old Jay Rich this week.
Bro, get some targets, and then you can get in my lineup.
Okay. Let's talk about the Lions-Bears game, Jay Rich. Ben Johnson revenge game. 12 p.m. game, so it's a noon contest. The Lions are favored by 6 at home. 6-point favorites, 46.5-point total in this matchup. Ben Johnson going back to the spot where he had this offense humming. The Lions, week 1 against a Green Bay team. And just to highlight how good this Green Bay team defense was or is so far, Jay Rich, Mike Renner tweeted this out this morning. The Packers have already faced 2 of the top 4 offenses in EPA per play from 2024. They've allowed negative .091 EPA per play, a figure that would rank second in the NFL over last season. That's how good Green Bay's defense is right now.
They haven't allowed more than 250 yards, right? Each game.
Green Bay's legit. Green Bay is legit. But talk about this Lions-Bears game, Mr. Richards.
Oh, God, Ray. I already regret backing Caleb Williams.
You regret it.
Oh, man. What are we doing? Are the Bears really going to be a decent offense? And are the Lions as bad as they looked against the Packers? Because the Commanders, did they look better or worse than the Lions against the Packers? What do you think?
Did the Lions or Commanders
looked worse against the Packers? The Commanders or the
Both
Lions?
of them. The Lions look bad. The Lions look real bad.
They both looked really bad.
They both look bad.
But even, 6.5.
I feel like you're about to say the look on your face, something ridiculous is it's on the way. I'm bracing myself.
I will just say this. I am backing the Bears in this game. I think that Ben Johnson knows how to exploit this team. But can Caleb Williams actually get it done for this offense and deliver the ball where it needs to be on time, on target, and push the ball down the field? And then you make the same conversations and questions about the Detroit Lions. So it kind of comes down to is which defense do you trust more? And I honestly think I trust the Chicago Bears defense more than Detroit Lions defense. And I think that's going to be the difference in the game. But do you think we get big performances from the usual suspects in this contest? Let's start with the Bears. Can Caleb Williams return a top 10 game?
Yes.
Do you think that Rome Odunze can be a top 24 wide receiver?
Yes.
Do you think DJ Moore can be a top 30 receiver?
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And schematically, they use DJ Moore. It's not what you want to see for your number 1 wide receiver, but him playing in the backfield, getting touches.
It's not bad for fantasy.
Like for fantasy, yeah, I think he could absolutely return that value. And to be fair, I mean, he was targeted damn near just as much as Odunze in that matchup. Mm-hmm. So yes, I think those 2 receivers can be good.
Yeah, we're starting Swift probably for sure. I think in a lot of formats, the Lions defense is
I'm not touching the tight ends. I'm not touching Loveland or Kmet. I was going to ask you,
would you rather bet on Kmet or Loveland?
Neither. Not this week. Neither. I think you can go a different route this week. Yeah. At the onesie positions, I'm not getting cute right now. Loveland would have to be far down the you have to be hurting bad. I mean, I'm starting.
There's a lot of tight ends that emerged week 1.
Harold Fannin or Loveland. Harold Fannin or Loveland.
It's Fannin.
Let me go with the other tight end. Njoku or Loveland this week.
I'd still play Njoku.
Exactly. Same here.
Yeah.
Ferguson or Loveland.
I'll probably take Ferguson.
Kincaid or Loveland.
Are you at all concerned about Kincaid?
Kincaid is who he is.
He scored, but they put up 41 points, and he still didn't do a whole lot in the game.
Mark Andrews or Loveland?
Loveland. I'm really worried about Andrews, Ray. I was telling one of my buddies, I don't know how you confidently start Andrews this week.
Likely's practicing too.
Likely's
I don't think he's
11-point
playing,
favorites, negative game script written all over it. if he doesn't score like a 1-yard touchdown because someone gets hawked down at the 1 and they just run like a little play action play and fake it to Henry, I don't know, man. Like, I got some concerns. Volume probably not going to be there. It's touchdown or bust, which that's tight end position, but there is some decent volume bets you can make.
A lot of people are saying they would still take Andrews. Lamar only threw the ball 19 times. Loveland, Savage FF. Check out savageff.com. He's got a. I like checking the temperature on folks, and this site's got this thing called sentiment. It's something that I've been talking about. What are the vibes for some of these players? And he does a really good job of capturing real-time data based on trades, the shit that I say, other people like Elvin, and he's like compiled this into a sentiment score to see how people are feeling. I bet you that Andrew's sentiment is way down. Lee, if you got that Lee, I know you're in Australia and it's like 2 a.m., but drop that Andrews sentiment score in here. Yeah, Andrews is killing me. Really thought he'd be back. It's 1 week. It's 1 week, right? It's 1 week, and they did to score 40 points. They didn't throw the ball a lot. They didn't throw the ball a lot to put up 40. They didn't throw a lot.
But why would that be different this week?
You saw Grant Delpit say it's not that hard to tackle Derrick Henry.
Think that helps out Mark Andrews, Ray?
See. We'll see. I'm with you, though. I do think the Bears beat the Lions. If the Lions start off 0-2, probably not good. Probably.
And losing to Ben Johnson's going to hurt. So how do you feel about this Lions offense then? Like, where would you say you'd put Jared Goff?
I'd start all of them. I'm jamming all of them.
Start Goff?
All of them. Name them and I'm starting them. Would I start Goff? If you got other options, give me another option over Goff. Like,
May.
Drake May?
Drake May or Jared Goff?
Man.
May's not that good, but he's got Miami, baby, so we'll be all right. And Geno Smith or Jared Goff? It's Geno Smith, and you know it. We are Geno guys, and we like Geno a lot, and Geno delivered week 1.
Here's the thing. You wait until Monday night for that. The last game on the slate. Your fantasy week depends on that 10 p.m. Geno Smith, Justin Herbert shootout.
Yeah.
I would fantasy football wise, I think that's a great range to put him in that Drake May, Geno Smith. Who would you rather start?
Another one?
Give me one more.
You got to answer the question.
I'm going
to give you a couple names. So we'll start with, we'll go for this week, and I'll give you a couple names because clearly you're struggling.
All right, I'll answer.
So
no odds, no hedging. I'll answer.
Jared Goff in week 2 against Chicago Bears or Trevor Lawrence versus Cincinnati Bengals?
Trevor.
Drake May against the Miami Dolphins or Jared Goff?
Drake May.
Bo Nix against the Indianapolis Colts or Jared Goff?
Bo Nix.
Daniel Jones against the Denver Broncos or Jared Goff?
Jared Goff.
Patrick Mahomes against the Eagles or Jared Goff?
Mahomes.
Okay.
Mahomes.
Okay. I'm kind of with you on that. I think it's tight, but I'd pick Mahomes as well.
Yeah, Mahomes going to run the ball too.
Michael Penix Jr. against the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday Night Football or Jared Goff?
Give me that Penix. Give me that Penix, man. Give me that Penix.
How about the other side? JJ McCarthy against that Falcons defense or Jared Goff?
Give me the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Give me that McCarthy. Give me that McCarthy. Give me that McCarthy over Goff. He's going to run the ball some. Jay Rich.
How about Baker Mayfield against the Houston Texans or Jared Goff?
Dude, you're asking me every damn quarterback versus Goff.
Because you're not taking Goff in any of them.
Give me Goff. You
want Goff over Baker. Okay. So you have him buried. Because I didn't mention, obviously, the top guys. Didn't mention Fields, right? No. Like, maybe you take him over Mac Jones, but
yes.
He's probably like in the 20s, late teens at best.
Probably.
You hate Jared
Probably.
Goff.
I don't hate Jared Goff. Stop.
Not a big fan.
Falcons, Vikings. That was a good segue. Falcons, Vikings. We get J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix. Battle of some more 2024 QBs. Love the schedule so far. This one, who's favored in this game? I think Minnesota favored.
Vikings by 4.5, 5.5.
Vikings by 5.5. Wow.
Well, we'll see. Let me see where it's at now. But yeah,
I'm looking right now.
A lot of points.
I got 3.5. DK 3.5. 44.5 total.
Okay, so it's
Vikings
down.
3.5. Yeah, Vikings 3.5. Talk about it, Jay.
Yeah, this one's scary for me. Not a
I
big
picked
fan
the upset
of
on Bleacher
defense.
Report. I picked the
You
upset.
did?
I took Falcons over the Vikings in an upset. Give me the points.
Yeah, you did take the upset. I took Minnesota. I decided to roll with JJ in this one, and it's mainly because I think Flores is going to give Penix some fits. And the main reason, honestly, why I don't like this Atlanta team right now is their inability to run the football. And doing that against Tampa Bay is one thing, but I think they're going to have even less success, or at least have a tougher time against this Minnesota front. So that's what I think is going to be the big difference, is that while, yes, Tampa Bay did struggle to run the football, they are down a significant piece of their offensive line, and that's not going to be the case for Minnesota. So I think they will still run the ball effectively to where it opens up play action, and JJ can get comfortable. Now, do I expect JJ to be fourth quarter JJ for the whole game? Absolutely not. He'll have his ups and downs, but I think I'm just going to roll with Minnesota, who I think is the far superior team, and I do have some question marks about how Penix will play against this defense.
Yeah, the Brian Flores defense is going to be tough. This is going to be a difficult matchup for Atlanta. Flores is an excellent defensive coordinator, so we're going to see how Atlanta can hold up. I do think that, they've got at least some horses now that can try to apply some pressure on JJ McCarthy. The player that I'm most excited to see, Jay Rich, in this one, it's not Justin Jefferson. He's going to do his thing. It's not JJ McCarthy. It's not Drake London. I want to see Jordan Mason. More Jordan Mason, please. I think this was one of the more underrated signings. Was he traded to Minnesota? I think he was traded to Minnesota, San Francisco.
Yeah, traded.
Yeah, traded to. I think this was one of the more underrated acquisitions of the offseason. He outtouched Aaron Jones 16-11, and in that second half, once they started to really hand the ball to him, he plays different. He's a bigger, more physical running back than Aaron Jones is, and I think they're a really good 1-2 combination with one another, and I think that's the biggest issue for me with some of the other receivers in Minnesota. If JJ's going to play kind of how he played at Michigan, right? We're not going to air raid this bitch out. We're not throwing the ball 45 times, okay? We are going to run the ball. We're going to give this big offensive front some opportunity. Donovan Jackson was outstanding in week 1, the rookie out of Ohio State. But I think that's going to take away from some of the quick stuff to some of these other targets. Like, they're still going to get their opportunity, but I don't think Hawkinson is going to be I don't think he's going to be this big target monster in this offense, where I just don't see them. Don't put JJ in inopportune spots. Protect him a little bit, and you do have a good offensive line and a strong running game. Like, if there were one player after week 1 that I'm like, ooh, I'm going to buy. And when you think about buying in fantasy football, you're not trying to buy high, right? I don't want to buy when game stops at $400. I'm not trying to go buy right then. I don't think the market is really caught up to Jordan Mason, but this could be one. But as we progress through the season, man, he's just keep him fresh, keep using him. I'm a big Jordan Mason fan, so I like him in this matchup. I think he's a sneaky start candidate. Let me ask you cross-positionally. Would you rather play George Pickens or Jordan Mason this week?
Jordan Mason, for sure. Favored, premier running back, going to get the goal line touches. Really like Mason in this matchup. And I will mention this, Ray, because I forgot to mention it earlier, is Christian Darrisaw probably going to play in this game. Did not play the Monday Night Football opener. Massive tackle for them and a big piece of their offensive line, hopefully back in this contest. And on the other side, on defense, Andrew Van Ginkel could miss, and so could Harrison Smith once again. So that is a big issue for them with how good Van Ginkel is off the edge. That's a massive boost for a player like Bijan Robinson, who's going to get those patterns out of the backfield. He will be primarily responsible there. And then Blake Cashman was also placed on injured reserve with that hamstring injury he suffered. So pretty depleted linebacker core for Minnesota. So we'll see how they manage that. Hopefully that could help the running game for Atlanta a little bit, but I still think they're going to struggle because that defensive line front is still very strong. But the offensive line is really what's going to be the difference in this game for Minnesota, is how strong can they be, because they have a very, very good unit, and they looked pretty good even with the backup tackle out there last week against Chicago. Hopefully Darrisaw back will once again solidify that offensive line to make McCarthy even more deadly from the pocket.
Yeah, Jimbo asked Jordan Mason or Javonte. It's Javonte Williams. I mean, he's still the lead back. Okay. Mason is playing in 10. I love Jordan Mason. Like, I saw somebody say, go put out some offers for him in Dynasty. Love Mason. I would still start Javonte Williams. He is 80% of the touches. He's the primary running back in Dallas, and he looked pretty good. Javonte Williams looked pretty good, but excited for this matchup. Jay, any other quick hitters you want to talk about before we get out of here today? Maybe the chat. Give us some questions. Where you at? Where Mason or Montgomery? That's what we're gonna do to round this show out. We got about 5 minutes left. Mason or Montgomery? So just chat. Ask away. It's chat time. Chat time. Ask away. Mason or Montgomery?
I think I'd pick Mason.
You know, Monty was still. I know Monty. It's the problem with Detroit. I just want to see what type of offense is going to be. He's still got a hell of touches, man. Gibbs had 10 receptions. I think David Montgomery had 5 or 6 targets in the game himself, 4 or 5 targets in the game himself. So he's still big part of this offense. I would probably
2 yards to carry though.
I know. I would start Mason over Montgomery.
I
would start. This is a 1A 1B backfield. This is a 1A 1B backfield. Jay Rich, 1A 1B backfield. See what else we got from the chat. Igbuka, Keegan. We got to answer Keegan, man. Keegan is here. I haven't seen any crazy Keegan takes today, but Igbuka, Marv, or Devontae? Emeka, Marv, or Adams?
I think Marv.
I would start Marv. And I love Igbuka.
Would you start him over Adams?
Marvin Harrison? Yeah. Yes. I would start the number 1 wide receiver in Arizona.
I think for me, it's not
versus
Igbuka
Carolina.
is my answer.
Okay.
It's pretty definitively not going to be Igbuka for me.
Oh, boy. Your boy, Mac Jones, or Big Penix energy. I think Mac could produce.
I think
dude,
Mac, honestly, I'm not
Mac
saying
is
I
just
want to start him, but
I don't want to either.
He's going to put up some points. But start Penix. Start Penix.
Penix versus Flores or Mac Jones on the road versus New Orleans?
I'm still playing Penix against Flores. Mooney probably going to be back in this game. We'll see. He's practicing. Practiced a little bit last week as well. We know London's going to be back and kind of see how limited he may be. But if they have Mooney and London, Pitts looking a little bit better. Obviously, Bijan out of the backfield.
If Kittle were playing, I'd feel a lot better about Mac Jones.
If Kittle was playing, I'd
feel a lot better. It's still Mac
Jake
Daddy.
Tongs just hits a little different than George Kittle.
I think it's Tonjes. I think it's Jake Tonjes.
Ooh,
I think it's
wow.
Tonjes. I think there's an S in there. I think there's an S. I believe so.
Tonjes.
Mason or J.K. Dobbins. And there were reports out of Denver. The coaches were very impressed with R.J. Harvey and want to see more in week 2 from R.J. Harvey. Mason over Dobbins for you?
Yeah, I think Dobbins got a little lucky last week.
Oh, Wyatt, come on, man. Mac Jones or Rattler? Mac Jones or the Rattler?
Mac Jones, baby. Let's go.
Mac Jones or the Rattler? Thoughts on Bowers with it being a Monday night game? Sean, if he practices today, you're firing him up. Flat out.
Yeah, I mean, if he practices today, then he's definitely going to play.
If he practices today, he's going to play, and you fire him up.
It's if he doesn't practice Saturday that you get real nervous.
Oh, Kevin. Do we see Dart or Purdy back on the field next?
I'd say Dart.
Dart.
I think depending on how things go this week, Dart. Because the next 2 matchups are KC and the Chargers. So
okay,
definitely gets worse.
Chip Diamond says, do we play Boutte or WJ over Smitty? Who's WJ?
Who the hell
Who is WJ? Come on, Jay Rich. Come on, WJ. I just want to say Will Johnson. Who's WJ?
How many receivers start with a W?
W. Who the hell is WJ?
Wandell Robinson.
I don't know.
I mean, I would start Boutte over Smitty. I could not think of who WJ is.
Who is WJ? Would you play Boutte over Smitty?
Yeah.
I don't know who WJ is either, Jay. And I have no clue.
Oh,
who that
he
is.
might have said QJ.
Oh, QJ. I was gonna say, who the hell is WJ? I'm just Will Johnson. Nah, I gotta play. I'm playing that Boutte over Will Johnson 100%. Here's one right here: Rome Odunze or Keon Coleman.
Ooh.
You said the Bears upset.
I think Rome Odunze. Do you think Keon Coleman gets like sauced up and doesn't have a good game? Nah.
Through 3 quarters that Keon Coleman had, I think 2 or 3 targets and 1 reception through 3 quarters.
Finished with 11 targets though, didn't he?
Josh Palmer finished with 9.
Yeah.
I'm not out over my skis quite yet on Keon Coleman. I'd start Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze. Somebody said play Will Johnson. Play that Will Johnson. Let's see who else we have. You can grab Mayer as an insurance policy or Tyler Conklin. Stafford or Mac Jones. Luke has Adams.
Oh, Stafford. Titans defense is good though. I think it is good.
Titans defense is very good. They've got a good defense.
I think it's good. So don't expect Stafford to light it up, but
Jason, shout out to Jason, man. Jason, our boy Damon Claiborne. I needed some more out of Wake Forest last night. Jason, Travis Hunter or Michael Pittman Jr. versus Denver.
Forget it, man. There's no way I'm taking Pittman.
You wanted to
Travis
say
Hunter.
Pittman, didn't you?
I wanted to say Pittman, yeah. I wanted to say, but yeah, it's Travis Hunter.
Yeah, Travis Hunter.
Do not start anyone against Denver ever. Like, just don't do it.
I think
the Titans had
bro,
did you not see the Titans had like, I don't know how many first downs it was, but they had a 23% success rate on all plays. Not on rushing attempts, like on all plays, which is absurdly low. Absurdly low.
All right. Marv or T. Higgins. I saw that one. Marv or T. Higgins.
Ooh.
Marv or T. Higgins.
Feels like you're really rolling the dice with T. Higgins.
Oh, you just said they're going to score 60 fucking points.
I said they'd score 40 points.
Well, you said the game is going to go over 60.
I did.
If they're going to score 40 points, then T. Higgins is probably going to get something.
But they're playing Carolina, right? They're playing Carolina.
I know.
Honestly, Marv wasn't very good last week. I'll stand by that. He scored, but if it wasn't for that long ball down the sideline, he finishes with like 4 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown.
Marv wasn't good last. Why do we do it? If Ibuka didn't catch 2 touchdowns, he ends up with 4 catches. Come on, man. Like you can't play that
because
game.
We can't bank on touchdowns all the time.
I know.
Gotta bet on the volume.
I understand.
Right?
I understand.
T. Higgins.
T. Higgins over Marv. All right, there it is. Hit the music, man. Hit the music. Thank you, Scribbles. Marv was fine last. Jay Rich, man. Jordan Love stinks. Marv
not
high
good.
Expectations,
man.
Marv not good.
You guys like the bar nice and low. See me? It's got to be a high standard around here.
High expectations, and then Drake May still QB2 in 2024. High expectations.
Look, man,
Drake May still.
I'm a believer. Okay, you can say what you want, and you purposely buried my boy at 6, which was downright disrespectful.
Jay Rich, you will be missed on Monday. Enjoy your day off. We will miss you, Jay Rich. We appreciate everybody pulling up. Of course, Keegan, of all people, he likes Jay Rich's takes today. Keegan and Jay, all we need is Swim. Where's Swim at your burner account? You, Keegan, and Swim, go do your own damn show with the crazy takes. But we appreciate you, Jay Rich, this week. We appreciate everybody being in the building. Jay Rich, get us out of here, man.
Thank you to everybody for tapping in. I am sorry that I will be missed on the Monday show. Maybe I'll try and sneak into the chat for a little bit while I'm getting ready, but I hope you guys have a phenomenal weekend. You win all your fantasy football matchups, and you crush all of your bets. But thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on Monday, and I will see you on Wednesday. We're out. Peace.